Records, baby. Yeah. Bringing you the worst music in America. You know it. Hit me on Twitter at Mike Sean Radio. Yeah. I done been to IHOP. I done been to Waffle House. I done been to Diners too. I done been to Mama's house, but I swear nobody cook grits like you. 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 It's 5 in the morning, still I'm snoring cheese, making grits and eggs. She's making those grits. At 5 in the morning, we could only be about to eat 2 things. She's making those grits. Cholesterol is high, but them grits is on my mind. You cook them so good, I can't deny. A heart attack is worth the ride. You make me wanna be home all the time. You're cooking them grits with steak at night. Can't be cooked by no beginner. Grits make I winner. Them grits make me kiss her. Grits all on my plate. Got my stomach full. Got me feeling great. I gotta kiss her. Grits all on my plate. Got my stomach full. Got me feeling great. I done been to Cracker Barrel. I done been to Cozy Kitchen. I done been to Denny's too. Had some woman try to feed me, but I swear nobody cook grits like you. 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 You better make the grits and make them right. I make you feel so good at night. If you make the grits and make them right, I make you feel so good at night. Just make the grits and make them right. I make you feel so good at night.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Sean wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when December comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my 6-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Every day.
Mike Sean wears
tight shirts. Tight shirt, hey, tight shirt, hey, tight shirt, hey, Wednesday, hey, Wednesday, Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends in the building, March 25th, and it is a Wednesday. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, we got a guest. I just know her first name, Kim, an incredible artist, but also a full-fledged soldier of the conspiracy theories. Yeah. So we're going to have fun. I'll see when Sexy Mo gets on here. We're going to have fun with Kim. And I'll get her last name. I'm so unprofessional. Why don't you have her last name, Mike? Mike, why don't you have her last name? Damn it. Do you have the last name in here? Let me see if you have her last name. Miss Kimberly. Kimberly Small. There we go. So listen, man. Shout out to Tawana Coleman. She put this. She put this together. I want to have fun with anybody y'all want me to interview. A few of y'all. KT has got some stuff going on for next month. She's got some of her spoken word family coming on up here and doing her thing. They're going to be doing their things, sharing the spoken word for next month. That's going to be hot. It's going to be on Wednesdays also. So shout to KT for looking me out. There've been a bunch of people on here who've gotten some guests on the show. Listen. We need all the help we can get. We need all the help we can get. You got to connect. Jay Black can't be the only one booking people. I can't be the only one booking people. You lend a helping hand. Shout to Leah Frazier. She's looked out for us before. Shout to people who have been on the chat who we found out we needed to interview. We've got ministers. We've had therapists, nurse practitioners. We put y'all on here. Just be entertaining or informative or both. Both is beautiful. Entertaining and informative. That's all we need. And I just want to I want to say something to y'all to show y'all how much I appreciate the chat, to show y'all how much I really rock with y'all. And I don't want y'all to feel like I'm guilt tripping y'all. I don't want to feel, because y'all, man, my birthday comedy show was something so amazing what y'all did for me. Touched my heart, brought a tear to my eye, multiple tears to my eyes. So I don't want y'all to think I'm guilt tripping you at all. But this show is going to keep me fucking single. And it ain't your fault. Because I've said this before. It's not your fault. It's me. I'm going to keep myself single doing this show. Because I tried to explain, like I've had conversations with multiple people, explain the show. I can't. It's real. It's not real. Some of the shit I say is absolutely me sharing. And some of the shit I'm saying on here is absolutely just having fun and running my mouth. And I realize, and this is not on y'all, this is on me. I realize if you give me 2 hours, just to talk, I'm going to get myself in trouble. I know. Now, not in trouble in the sense of, but relationship wise, there's no way for me to run my mouth for 2 hours. And if I happen to be in a relationship that they not get pissed off, and it's justified, I can't even argue. I have no defense. I'm at the mercy of the court. I can't explain this show. Why would you say that, Mike? I don't know. I have 2 hours to fill. And I feel like I'm just talking to a bunch of friends, which I am. This show is going to get... Now, comedy, you're probably going to sit there and say, well, you get on stage and say a bunch of crap. Yes, but for some reason, comedy is looked upon differently because there's an audience. So when I say something and people laugh and they hear the laughter and they see the laughter, it's viewed upon as different. I don't know why. I can't explain that either. But my mouth is going to keep me single. And listen, it is what it is. But I don't know. I may have to pay closer attention to shit that comes out of my mouth. I might have to. And I appreciate y'all. I'm not blaming y'all. But we can't explain the show to people. We just got to have people watch it. And either they like it or they don't like it and they move on. And it's my fault. I'm hitting the mic. I accept responsibility. I'm a torn soul. And I know I'm laughing. But I realize that. I can't justify the stuff that we say on this show. You try and justify your comments to somebody without the proper context. Go ahead. Try and explain Coco. Try and explain Nikki White Chocolate. Try and explain LaChon's situation. Try and explain K-Day in the tub. The fact that I call her K, and that don't make, I wouldn't date me. I wouldn't date me. I would not. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. If I was dating a woman and she was doing this show, I'd be like, why would you say that? That is your real opinion. And sometimes it is my real opinion, but it's a little embellished.
A tad bit sometimes. Sometimes the emotions get to you. I wouldn't date me. Let me get to these good mornings, y'all. All right, let me get who's up here first. Who's up here first? Who's up here first? Dem Dollar. What up? Good morning. Good morning, Dem Dollar. Salute, Mike. Shout out to you. Dem Dollar was on here heavy. You were definitely first, second, and third. Wait, first, second, third, and fourth. Oh, then Miss Parker finally popped in. Hey, Miss Parker. Good morning, Miss Parker. Yeah, Miss Parker. It's tough out here in these single streets at 55. And it takes a lot for me to just say I'm just wrong. Even though I've gotten better. I've gotten better. I have. Sometimes you got to admit, you're wrong. You can't expect somebody to deal. You can't expect people to deal with this shit. You get it. I get it. I understand. Full responsibility. Ms. Parker, Asha Boo, what's going on? Hey, Asha, saying what's up to Shelly. Diana, what's going on with you? Good morning, Shelly. Shelly's in the building. Good morning, Shelly. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Them dollars rocking. Them dollars got all the good mornings going out. Diana, good morning, Shelly. That's what I'm talking about. Them dollars spreading the love. Show some love to people out in these streets. In these Takeover Legends streets on the chat. The chat is dangerous. I'll see when Coco's gonna pop up. KT, what's going on? Good morning, KT. Good morning. KT says good morning to everybody. Good morning, LaChawn. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I think she's entered the building. Oh yeah, I think she's entered the building. Oh.
Allegedly, sexy mode.
All right, Mo's in the building. Good morning. I can't hear you.
Good morning.
There we go. Good morning, sexy Mo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, Mo. I don't know if you saw at the beginning. I just opened the show. I said this show is gonna keep me single, and it's my fault because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you I wouldn't date me. Because if you give me 2 hours to just talk, I realize I'm going to say some stuff that I can't explain, and I can't explain the show to anybody. I have tried. I can't. There's no justification for this.
You're going to find somebody who loves you, and they're going to say, Mike, what's understood don't got to be explained.
And that's a good line. That's a good line until you try and you, yeah. But you can't say that to a person because they're going to be like, yeah, you full of shit. Because I get it. Because I wouldn't date somebody who does this. I wouldn't. Like somebody who does 2 hours of just saying whatever comes to their head or whatever. I wouldn't. Like there's some inappropriate stuff I say.
But some of the stuff that you're saying is what everybody else is thinking anyway. So it could be perceived as admirable. Like, okay, like he speak what's on his mind.
And I love the fact that you said that, and that made me feel better. But damn it. Don't let them people be single. The people I'm speaking for, let them be single. Let them talk. Y'all talk. Y'all get it off your chest. I'm about to just start doing poetry. Shelly, Afro. We got a guest coming on who's supposed to be incredible conspiracy lover. So we're just gonna have fun. Okay. I don't even know where I'm taking. I don't even know where I'm taking this interview. I don't know. It's Kimberly Smalls. And it's Wellness Wednesday, but I didn't send Quisa. I didn't send her the link because Jay Black normally sends her the link.
Okay, so if you send me her Quisa, send me your email and I'll send you the link. Look at me producing.
Shit. I sent the guest the link, the Single Man's Club. Let's go. Them dollar. I don't want to be part of the Single Man's Club forever.
Listen, my 17-year-old son just told me, Mom, I don't want to die alone.
Oh, why did he say that? Why would you?
Because we were talking about, like, are you ready for a girlfriend? Like, do you feel like you want a girlfriend? And he said, well, I would like to meet somebody. I don't want to die alone.
Why would your son say that at 17? What?
Autism community they're very dramatic individuals. Okay, it's like doomsday. Okay,
17. He said, "I want to meet somebody because I don't want to die alone.
I don't want to die broken alone." He was like,
"I need broken alone."
He's like, "I need to get a job," and we were talking about dating. I was like, "Okay, you're 17. Have you had feelings of maybe wanting to date. And he's like, I'm
Uh,
not ready for sex. I was like, well, no. Dating doesn't mean that you have to have sex. I was like, just
damn.
companionship. And he was
Those
like,
is-
I would like to have somebody, I would like to have, companionship. I was like, okay. He says, yeah, because I don't want to die alone.
wow.
Yeah.
17, he said, I don't want to die alone. And bro, I feel him.
Yes. He
I
wants to get a job. He said he can't live with his mom and be a bum forever. I was like,
did
this
he
old
turn
man living on his body somewhere.
did he turn 55 a few weeks ago? Like what was it his 55th birthday? We didn't know about it.
I'm telling you, the stuff that he says to me, I'm like, there has to be an old man trapped in your body somewhere because the stuff that you say.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was very interesting because I sat down and I watched Love on the Spectrum with him. And it's on Netflix. It's about people on the autism spectrum finding their person.
Oh,
And then they
wow.
follow them with dating, the challenges to dating. You see the family get involved. And it's very unique because each one of them, everybody on the autism spectrum, they don't display the same personality traits or the same symptoms. And so it's very refreshing not to see this, with the cliche look of autism. People paint that certain look, that what we call it the Rain Man look, right? Everybody's
Okay.
not like that. Everybody's not.
Oh.
So it's very interesting. And he was just like, when we were watching it, he was just coaching him through it. Like, don't say that. Oh no, like don't do that. You can't tell her that. I was
Love
like,
on the Spectrum on Netflix. Okay. That's going to
yeah.
be a homework assignment that I'm actually getting. Let me ask you, this is because we got a guest coming up, but I just thought about this. Okay. And please, if I use the wrong terminology, I no way am I meaning to offend in any way. So I'm just to put it out there. With all the technology and all the things that you see on social media, and you see breakthroughs and everything. If there was a cure, and I don't know if that's the correct word, if there was a
I
cure,
understand where you're coming from. Go ahead.
so you know what I'm saying, because I don't know if that's what you should say, and that was available. It had been proven, it had been tested. And let's see, your son is 20 years old at the time.
Mhm.
I guess it would be your decision and his decision, but this is your son.
Mhm.
This isn't, you don't look at your son as someone on the spectrum. This is your son. This is his personality. This is his sense of humor. This is his sensitivity, the way he is. All right. Would you want to take that type of remedy or medicine if they said this is going to? Because I don't know.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. So in a hypothetical world, if that was what took away some of his challenges and all of the things that he goes through and the difficulties I see and the frustration that he has with when he's starting to recognize these things now that he's getting older,
Right.
I would have a talk with him first. Because in my eyes, as his mother, God gave him to me exactly the way that he's supposed to be.
There you go.
The only
Yes.
the only thing that I look at is, like I said, the challenges, and we all have challenges in life, right? But people on the autism spectrum, some of their challenges are so severe that its intrusion is big, when it comes to living in this climate and living in this world. So yeah, I would have a conversation with him and tell him exactly, okay, they found something that could take away some of these challenges for you. What do you think?
Right.
It's very important to include them in these conversations. But just to say, oh, because if I do this, he won't display anything, any signs or anything of being on the autism spectrum just for my satisfaction, I would never.
Because the one thing, and once again, I've never lived a day in your shoes, in J Black shoes, in Lady Q shoes. So I don't know. The one thing I think people get taken aback of, which I think is such the highest form of hypocrisy, is how upfront people on the spectrum are and how they do not sugarcoat. And if you look just for one of the juvenile ways of displaying it. If you happen to look heavy in an outfit, they're going to say you look heavy in an outfit. And people don't like directness. In other words, people don't like truth.
They don't like truth.
Unless it's comfortable. Unless
Mm-hmm.
it's comfortable truth. So I think, like you said, God gave you your son the way total package. And I wonder if something like that would take away, would he or anybody on the spectrum become trained the way we are to lie automatically and not tell the truth and just be kind? What we say is kind, which sometimes kind means lying.
No, and my son, and make no mistakes about it, as he's getting older, these are things that can be taught. If I could bottle it up and sell it, I would. But one of the unique things is because, living with someone who is a behaviorist and who is a therapist, I put my all into my child.
Right.
Everything I knew, because there's no manual that comes with this. I put my all into my son to help him with some of the challenges that he's had along the way. But make no mistakes about it, early on, he would come behind me. He was like, "Mom, your skin," and he would pinch my butt, my rolls in the back. He was like, "Yes. Why is it like this?" But I find the beauty in it is, like you said, the honesty. The honesty
is unmatched. The honesty is unmatched.
If somebody says, your son is lying, I'm going to say, no, you lying. And it's not because it's my child. It's because he's like, Mom, I don't want to lie.
Wow.
I don't lie.
That is amazing. That is amazing. LaShawn, LaShawn was going back to me talking about this show's gonna kill. She said, I guess this is my breakdown. Mike Sean and Michael Sean is two different people. People, that sound good. That sounds so good until it comes out my mouth and the person's like, motherfucker, it's the same person. Yes. It's the same person. Because they're gonna start bringing similarities between the two. But thank you. Thank y'all for giving me this advice. Next month you're hitting your new mic. Yeah, I'm hitting the new mic. Next month is Autism Month, correct?
Yes, it is. Autism Acceptance Month. To be
Acceptance Month.
Acceptance. Right. And I had to fight with the school district yesterday. And so I'm buckling down to begin this whole due process for his IEP in his new district.
IEP in the new district, and the IEP would be what? What would that be for those who don't know?
Individual education plan.
Okay, individual education plan. So it's Autism Month. So I planned with KT, and I can't believe April's already going to be here. So I got to go. So we're going to do I want to do something with you, Lady Q, J Black, KT, and just give more information.
Absolutely.
On autism. And it's a blessing. It's always a blessing that you're here because I love you. But it's a blessing that you're here simply because of your expertise. And I want to I don't want to just talk about struggles. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about the other side of it, like what you just said, the honesty and everything like that.
Yeah.
But like you said, the IEP, individual educational plan. I want y'all to get into that. So people who are just in the beginning stages, you know what I mean? In the beginning stages.
I will gladly, you can see it with me in real time for the next month, for the next 30 days. It's a fight. It's a struggle. It's very important to know your rights because case managers will, they will try to railroad your child because it's a money game.
Right.
It's a money game. Anytime that's involved. Of course, I'm very vocal in sharing that my son is out of district. He's in a private school. New Jersey is great about that when it comes to if the home district doesn't have what your child needs. You can the district would have to pay for an out of district placement if that's the best.
Wow.
So my son has been in private school since kindergarten. He got kicked out of kindergarten and cited for inability to learn. So
that's crazy. It's crazy because I got kicked out of kindergarten too, but it wasn't that. But go ahead. But go ahead. Keep going.
It's something that we don't have a lot of resources. If you have money, A lot of people hire educational attorneys, but for people who don't have the resources or even don't know where to even start, like New Jersey has the SPAN network, which helps parents navigate their children's education and other different things with children with disabilities. It's so many things, but even with that, you know, it's limited. Is limited.
I
So
can
when you're
imagine. Yeah, I can
to go
imagine.
to litigation and advocacy, um, you know, it's a lot. It could be overwhelming. I'm in the field, and it's overwhelming for me because it's an emotional journey. You're talking about
Yes.
you have someone else who has your child's educational journey and well-being in their hands. And at the end of the day, you have some great you know, child study team members who actually care about the students. And
Uh-huh.
then you have some who don't even care about what the data states. And then they try to throw up that word least restrictive. But you know, thank God, I have an awesome family, and when I began my journey, my aunt, who passed away during COVID, she was instrumental in some of the writing some of the legislature and some of the things that are in the IDEA Act.
Got you. We're gonna get and that stuff. Everything you just said. We're gonna
Yeah.
have more time during the month on Wednesdays, so you can get deeper into all that and all the
Yeah.
all the programs and everything like that. Because that's a lot. That's a lot going
It
on.
is.
Also,
It
real
is.
quick, Lady Sparkle Water, y'all be making just put the name. You know I'm gonna fuck the name up if it's simple, but when you
Ladies,
start putting,
it says Lady Sparkle Water.
that's what I was gonna say. Sparkle. Why the 3 in there? What with the sparkle?
Because
With
it's
the
a backwards E. You never used to do that back in the
oh,
day?
shit. No, y'all used to do that in
Or
letters.
or
All
eight
right.
for eight, like
Yeah,
eight.
all right, lady. It's my ignorance, Lady Sparkle Water. It's my ignorance. She says, "Does it help being a comedian and being the best joy to the world?" It does help. That goes back to the point where I say doing this show is gonna keep me single because I can't explain why I say some of the shit I say for 2 hours. Because if you give me enough room, I'm gonna say something that's going. Especially if you're in a relationship, I can see the shit that I say to the women on here. They know how I mean it. But I can understand because, like I said, I wouldn't date me. It does help being a comedian. And for some reason, when I'm on stage saying this, it's taken differently because they see the reaction. So everybody's like, arms now. Now, don't get it effed up. Don't get it effed up. I have said things on stage while I was married. I have said
Mm,
things on stage when I was married that I'm gonna tell you right now. The next 2 days at the house were not comfortable.
complete silence.
Yeah. Well, I would have liked complete silence. Complete silence would have been great. I love when people give me the silent treatment. Give me the silent treatment. I'm cool with the silent treatment. I just don't like the confrontation. It was so bad. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you this story. Then I'm gonna bring the guest in. It was so bad, Mo. When I had first started doing comedy, I was like a year into comedy, and I used to go to New York Comedy Club. Shout to New York Comedy Club where I started. And I would get on stage, and I had a closing bit that killed. The closing bit killed. I'm talking about I would be in a comedy competition every week, and I think the prize was like $150. I wanted so much that I put that in my budget that I was going to win $150.
Wait, you put it in your budget, your monthly budget? I
My
normally get
monthly budget gets
on
150.
Friday.
And Mark Theobald was the first time I lost. Mark Theobald was a comedian, very funny,
You
and
remember his
I lost.
name?
So super funny comedian. There was a bit that I would do that now that I look back at it, I know how disrespectful this fucking joke was.
Mm,
It was disrespectful. It was just disrespectful.
mm.
But it killed. And for some reason, my ex-wife decided to invite her colleagues to the show. And it was packed. And right before I'm about to get on stage, she comes up to me and says, "Can you not do the Janet Jackson joke?" I'm on the back.
Before you go on stage. Okay.
I got my Heineken in my hand. I do my little shot of Absolute. And she goes, "Hey, is there any way you could not do that Janet Jackson joke?" I looked at her. I said, "You are out your fucking mind. Number one, I ain't got nothing else to close with. I only been doing comedy for like 6 months to a year. That is the ending. I have to end with that. So all her friends, I can see the table. I can see the table of friends in the comedy club. I can see them. I'm killing. I'm doing a barbecue joke. I'm doing this to that. I'm going into the Ali joke. The Olympics was around that time. I had an Olympic joke. And then I knew it was coming. I had them killing. And I did the joke and I saw the crowd laugh. And I saw that table laugh. But my ex-wife ain't laugh.
He didn't laugh.
So she went home and I went home and we did get divorced. And no joke, I'm not saying this as a joke. We did get divorced like 8 months later. But yeah, that was the beginning.
She asked you not to do the joke. Apparently it struck a nerve. It was triggering for her. But I do not agree with coming up to an artist right when they're about to perform and say you got to change something.
Ain't no way. You think I'm bombing for this relationship? You think I'm bombing to save a marriage?
Not for this $150.
What? You think I'm bombing to save a marriage? Ask me this. You'll find out if I love you. Say, would you, if you had the choice to have a happy marriage for the rest of your life, or bomb tonight? Which one? If I say I will bomb tonight, I really love you. But I'm gonna tell you right now, 9 out of 10 times the marriage is over. Like, cause I listen, it's what I have. Right. This is what I have.
In your defense, Mike, I'm pretty sure that Holly Berry was not going to turn down Monster Ball because her significant other was like, I really feel some type of way about you being on a stage in a sex scene. Like this. It make me feel so. She's
I wouldn't
an actress.
Yeah, Mo, that's a good point. I wouldn't even date an actress. Even if I was in love with her, I wouldn't even date her. Even if she was in love with me, I'd be like, babe, go do your thing. Go win your Oscar. Go do your thing. Go do it. But my insecure ass, I cannot. I cannot have you saying, make me feel good. Make me feel good. I can't. And you on your knees in the movie and Monsters Ball, I can't do it.
But all your friends would be like, yo, Mike, you see your lady.
How am I gonna look Jay Black in the eye when him and Lady Q go see the movie? And that's my boo. That's my boo talking about make it feel good, make me feel good. No.
You know Jay Black will probably like, yo, Mike, she asked you that at home?
She asked you that at home? Yeah, it's not gonna be nothing nice.
So you make her feel good.
All right. We got that topic. We got the guest in here, and I just want to have a bunch of fun with it because I love somebody who's down with the conspiracies. I love somebody who can applaud themselves for all them years that we were looked down upon, and now the people who are conspiracy theories are the people who don't believe the conspiracy theories. Y'all still in the Matrix. Y'all still over there believing that Never mind. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Kimberly Smalls, aka Ladybug, is in the building.
Good morning, Mike and family. Good morning.
Good morning. I love the hat.
Thank you.
Yes, and the blonde braids are blonding.
Yes, it's cute.
Yes,
the skunk. I don't stink, but
it's giving cute. It's giving cute.
Oh shit! It's about to go down. I can see it's about to go down already. I can see it.
Isn't it cute?
It's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah. It is a skunk.
It's giving, it's giving.
It's giving cute.
It's giving. It is a skunk on your head, correct? That is a skunk on your head.
It is a skunk. It's got the tail. It's not real, but
right. I hope it's not real. I hope.
But I carry it, I wear it everywhere I go.
You wear it well.
Opportunity.
No, you look good. I like it. I like it. I do like it. All right. So let me get to Tawana has spoken so highly of you.
Yeah, I'm a mess. Mike, I'm a mess.
All right.
I'm not messy, but I'm a mess.
All right. So I don't want to get too, I don't want to go too left, but since you brought it up, you're a mess. Okay. Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Because every night, Tawana and I, we kind of, we talk, and I am, how can I explain it? I am a person that just always like to think outside of the Venn diagram.
I like that.
So if you're a comedian, and I know you are.
Yes.
Okay. That means you're naturally intelligent.
Oh, well, thank you. Okay,
Mm.
all right. Did you give me the wink too? You gave me the wink too. Did you?
That's right. So
are-
that means
you
you're
are
working
dancing
with,
queen.
you know, you can see, not only read the crowd, you can feel temperament. You can feel
Yes.
energy.
We were just talking about this yesterday. How much energy I feel that I feel like is a strain on my life, because sometimes the energy is so powerful and so brilliant and so beautiful that I feel like there are people on this chat that when I see and I hug them, I feel a whole different energy, but it kills me because I also feel the negative energy intensely.
Yes. But that's part of the balance, because remember, just like a cell, you know,
Uh-huh.
think about it. It's at a cellular level, you got positive, negative things going on in the cellular structure. So it's just when we look at things, even regarding a sexy motel, beautiful sister.
Well, she's sexy Mo. She's sexy Mo. Don't call her sexy motel.
Just dealing with children that have autism. Children that has autism and things like that, even though I got some issues with that in the vaccines. But you got to understand, they are also special beings with special gifts.
Absolutely.
So we have to learn how to work with them, because you got savants out there. There's different levels. But I always say, listen. Sometimes listen with your heart. And there are lessons there. We have to learn how to, we have our ears, our eyes, use them in different ways, especially dealing with, I don't think they're mentally challenged. I think they're a gift to the world.
Absolutely.
And the education system have to learn how to work with these individuals in a special way. And listen with your heart.
Right. And the educational system is having a hell of a time. They're having a hell of a time dealing with the so-called, the quote unquote normal kids. They're having a struggle with that, and they had a struggle with me. But do you want me to call you Ladybug or Kimberly? Which one are you?
Either or, Ladybug.
I like Ladybug.
That's my stage name,
Yes.
So now that you mentioned stage name, what do you do? Let people know what you do when you're on stage. What is your gift?
Well, listen, God gives us all gifts. Amen.
Amen.
Well, I sing a little something. I sing in a band and songwrite, recording artist. I do it all. Been doing it for years. But more than that, I look at myself as a person that's going through this life cycle, to bless others through a good word. Because we all have gifts. And let your gifts make room for you. We usually have more than 3 or 4. We can do different things.
Right.
I'm a fiber artist. I crochet, I knit,
So you sing, and you sing in a band now.
And I work a 9 to 5.
You seem to downplay it, because I from what I've been told, you do a lot more than just sing a little bit on the side. You do a lot more than that. And hopefully one day you can let us know when you're performing somewhere.
Definitely.
So we can come out there, take over Legend Road Trip. And I love you. So what is this thing with you and conspiracies? Because what is this thing? What is this thing you got, girl? What do you? What's your primary? What's your top-notch A1 Hall of Fame conspiracy that you might be happy that has now come true?
Well, you know what? You have to break down a word, because there's no such thing as a spell. Look at the word. So a conspiracy. So we got to break it down, right?
Break it down.
Meaning more than one, right?
Uh-huh.
Or if you say con, C-O-N, Spanish means with, right? Or, so you got to kind of break down the word, because anytime, I said there's no such thing as a spell, because everything is already embedded into the word, you see, when you anagram the word. But anyway, conspiracy basically means that two have to be in agreement about something. Okay.
Go ahead.
And if you want to study what I call the unknown, you got to study the known. Okay. I don't care whether it's about Jay-Z, all the way to Miss Tina's gumbo, all the way to those drones in South Jersey. Okay. Because anything that's introduced to you, or when they talk about spells, we're not going to get into that, but they always tell you what they're going to do before they do it. whether it's in a movie.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And let since we're gonna play, let's play a little bit. The Simpsons was always infamous, and people were intrigued that they were able to predict such things. Now, come to find out, the creator of the Simpsons was also in the Epstein files.
Right. I'm gonna raise you one, brother.
Raise me.
Okay, remember when Magic Johnson back in the days, you know, I don't want to tell my age.
Don't do
He
it.
came out and he said that he had HIV, right? Remember that?
I remember that.
That was way back in the day. I don't want to tell my age now.
Go ahead, girl. Keep going.
So when you think about, and at the time nobody was talking about this, I always said to myself, if he mentioned something that he has a disease, his name is Magic. Now let me cook.
Cook.
So if you think about it, you know, he mentioned that he has a disease. And at that point, he all of a sudden, you know, then AZT, right, ended up being an IPO on the stock market. So shit started to sell. People started to make money. And his name was Magic because they knew that, hey, it would work like magic. He got a Ben & Jerry's franchise, Magic Johnson Theater, and a talk show after he mentioned that he had a disease.
Yes.
And now, 40 years later, you got a cure for it? Because they always had a cure in the beginning.
Oh, since we gonna raise, they always had a cure in the beginning. It's because they created it. That's how they got a cure, because they create.
You see, if you don't do the thinking for yourself, somebody will do the thinking for you. You got to think things through sometimes. Because we're distracted. We got things happening. And I always tell Tawana, I said, listen, people look left, people look right, but they never look up. We're always, you know, so something
occupied. We're always distracted. We're always distracted all over the place.
And then we run with it. So I'm just giving you a sample where my conspiracy mind started. And then I just started to think about everything that we're being sold. It's not we the people, it's we the sheeple.
Facts on
facts. I like that.
We the top of facts. So with your mindset, and I've gone through this even on this show, with your mindset, don't you feel, or I'm going to ask, do you feel that when you ask, the more questions you ask, the more of a pain in the ass people think of you, and they'll label you as the crazy person simply because you're like, I don't know. Years ago, somebody might say, how does McDonald's feed all these people when there ain't enough cows to feed all these people if the math ain't mathing? How can this actually be meat in these burgers if I don't know where are the cows at that you're killing?
Let me ask you a burning question.
What's the burning question?
When you look at the McDonald's logo, it says 13 billion served. Who do you think they talk about?
I don't know. Who does 13 billion?
13 billion served. They put it right in front of your face. You understand with what they're doing? We know. Back in the days, there were movies about clone meat in the 60s, and it was sci-fi films back in the day, just like the Twilight Zone in the 60s. They were telling you what they're doing. So 13 billion served. That means, 13 billion people sure was served human meat.
13 billion was served. And
see, I don't even eat McDonald's. I have not eaten McDonald's in probably over 20 years.
But that's why it's called McDevil.
And I'll give you another one. There's a company called All Beef Patty. Right. All of this is alleged, people. They're called, the name of the company is All Beef Patty. So when they put it on the label, they're not lying, but they're lying because they know you think they mean it's an all beef patty. No, it's a company called All Beef Patty. Right. So technically, it's just a play on words. Oh, we cooking in here. We're cooking. Wait, they play this music. We're cooking in here.
I didn't think so.
We're cooking in here right now. Ladybug, I love this. Ladybug, we got
to
have
probably patented.
Yes.
You never got, see, that's the key. You got to study the patents. Like any drugs, you got to read the specs. A lot of people just take the drug, read the specs.
Just don't take away my BC powder now.
I love this.
But
Oh no.
DC powder, that work.
Listen, that's all I take.
But I can guarantee you in 2 years, because it worked, it's going to become extinct.
What is DC? What is DC powder? What is that?
DC powder, that's the
BC powder, you can barely find it now. That was like the back in the day, the stand back and BC powder. That was the back in the day number one staple in your household. Wasn't nobody buying no Tylenol, wasn't nobody buying no Advil. Take this BC powder, whatever was hurting you.
It worked.
Between that and Tussin, okay? Those were the
and Buckley's for cause. Buckley's.
And Buckley's. Everybody watching, if you're brand new to the show, everybody watching, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I need y'all to hit the like button no matter where you're watching. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube. Hopefully you are on Facebook. Like and subscribe. Now we got Jay-Z. The title of the show, today's show, is Jay-Z Speaks. Is this real or just a ploy? And since you're here, and I know as somebody who's so deep and part of their soul is music, I know you're into all types of music, and you know the Jay-Z's, you know the Kendrick Lamars, you know the Drakes, you know the battle that happened and everything like that. All right. So this is so interesting. I don't even know if I want to play, but I want to pay off the Jay-Z Speaks. But I love the fact that you would just where in New York do you live? What part of New York?
I'm actually in Riverdale, in the Bronx.
You're in the BX. Okay, all right. That's right. Yes, you're in the Bronx. That's where I was born, in the Bronx. Okay, all right. Shout out to you. So you're in the Bronx.
In the Bronx, it's a difference.
And you're gonna be. You already know Jay-Z is visiting the Bronx. He's visiting Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium, yes.
Yankee Stadium. So let me see. Let's do the lighthearted one first. Let's do the lighthearted one. Let's do Jay-Z talking about Kendrick and Drake. Now, for those who don't know, who were under a rock or just weren't into it, Jay-Z was part of one of the most legendary battles ever between a gentleman named Nas, which he lost live on Hot 97, which he lost, which when he brought the response. Yeah, he got Ether. And after Ether came out, Jay-Z went to the Hot 97 studios. This is a legendary story. I worked at Hot 97. They played the response. Well, New York being what New York is, New York said, "We love you, Jay-Z, but this ain't it."
Right.
And that was the end of that. Jay-Z, being one of the geniuses of music, was able to take that, and he's the one person who lost an amazing battle, but it didn't affect his career. He was able to keep it moving. And somehow or another, he was able to actually work with Nas and be friends with Nas and all that good stuff. Some people can do it. Ja Rule wasn't able to do it at the time, but he was able to take the L. This is Jay-Z speaking about how he felt about Kendrick and Drake's battle. And you'll be surprised on what he says actually at the end. A little long, but y'all listen.
It feels like I hate it. We love the excitement. And I love the sparring and the music you get. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. Maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing. And, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
Like they're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Now, that was shocking that he say that.
Really?
Now, mind you, before I go to Ladybug and go to Mo, I want to say this is what I've been saying forever. And I say we haven't evolved into the fact that we're trying to destroy people's career for real. And people my age will say, well, that's hip hop. You got to do it for hip hop. And my reply to that is, I don't give a fuck about hip hop because hip hop don't give a fuck about you. Because when the battle is over and your career is slayed, we will leave you on the side of the road and keep it moving. Kwame's career was destroyed not for a battle, just for a lyric that Biggie said.
Yes.
Right.
And we left Kwame for dead.
Yeah.
So that part. The second part is the only mature person in this whole thing that happened was J. Cole. J. Cole said, I'm out. J. Cole apologized for what he said. And you know what people my age said? They clowned J. Cole like we were in the playground in high school. Oh, you punk ass, you don't want to fight. Oh, you don't want. J. Cole said, I know where this is going. I know where this is going. And everybody ridiculed that man. And guess what? He's fine now. Because he said, my bad. What I said, I take back. My bad to my brother Kendrick and Drake. And guess what J. Cole is? He's fine. He was the only mature one in the room. Now, that's my long-winded spill. Ladybug, how do you feel about what Jay-Z said about battling and all that?
Okay, let me turn my alarm clock off, please.
Okay, wake up. All right, wake up.
Either wake up or you were supposed to be somewhere and we done held you up.
Okay, no, that's okay. Now, all right. Oh wow, Jay-Z, right? Didn't he change his name or put two little symbols recently? Jay-Z.
I don't know.
Something with his name. The way he spells it, because, well, Jay-Z, first of all, I always say ego means edging God out. Okay.
Oh.
Now, what strikes me as someone, because we all are creatures of habit, Jay-Z really doesn't speak much.
No.
Why is he talking now? That's my thing, about anything. He moves in silence. Throughout the years, he may knock on your door behind the scenes, but first of all, when it comes to battle rap, I always say hip hop was never meant to be sold anyway.
Tell it.
Hey, that was a way for us to communicate, for us to get through what we have to get through in life. But anyway, in reference to the battle rap, I think battles take place behind the scenes even more. Some of them are what I call contrived, maybe by the labels, Michael.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, to generate sales, income. Also, you got to have something to talk about. Got to have content, right? So I think with Jay-Z and Nas, that hurt his ego. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But you learn from it. I think he appears to be sincere with his take on battle rap going too far. But people know about things in advance, I think. I think Ether, if you listen to how it was recorded very quickly. Just like, who was it back in the days? One of Wyclif's artists. I forgot his name. It was LL Cool J and
Cannabis.
Cannabis.
Yeah.
Cannabis.
See?
Yeah.
But you see, when you listen to that battle rap, so to speak, it was clean. But you could tell that Ether was different. It was done probably on a little tape recorder. So it came from a very pure place.
Yeah.
And I think it hurt Jay-Z at the time. And he needs to admit it, that he was defeated at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he goes around and around, and he also goes around and around in that, but he also admits that him and Nas are great friends and everything. But we know, but I know what you're saying. You know what happened? A lot of
Great
people
friends after that.
After
that was way after
that
that
Times Square deal.
Time.
And that
Yes.
casino deal.
And then the casino deal happened. Now let's be clear. It ain't nothing coincidental in life. To me, there's no coincidences. It just happened to be the two titans of New York came into another battle.
Mm-hmm.
And Nas won that one again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Lord.
Again. Now, listen, I don't know if casinos or listen, I'm a casino goer. I don't know if casinos are morally right. I know they feed into an addiction of gambling, but that's a whole sidebar conversation that we can get into the morals of having people spend their money on a chance and a hope and a dream. I get that. But it's not coincidental that, again, in a battle that was worth more,
The stakes.
then the stakes were higher.
Mm-hmm.
Nas won again.
And he was actually at the time. You have to remember, at that time, he was the underdog because everything during that era
I didn't think
was about Jay-Z.
I mean, think about it. If you're absolutely right, Mo. Think about it. Where did you think they were going to put a casino at? In Times Square or in somewhere in Queens?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the obvious one was the place where all the tourists go was going to be somewhere in Times Square, and people were going to be discombobulated, and they were going to switch it all up, and Broadway would love it, that casino traffic would be there, and comedy clubs would love it. So you're absolutely right about the Nas and Jay-Z. Now, a lot of people are also saying this is now what? Listen, people, we're alleging. This is all reckless speculation. This is all just us out here talking. A lot of people are saying Jay-Z in this next long thing, because I want to give y'all a second, is speaking now because he sees on the horizon that there's trouble on the horizon. There's already trouble here, and he's trying to beat the trouble. And if Jay Black was here, he's saying I'm hating on Jay-Z. I'm not. I think he's one of the greatest that ever did it. I'm just telling you, on the horizon. Now, there were some rumors, there were some allegations, there were lawsuits that were put against him. Busby and all that, he addresses that in this and being pretty transparent how he was heartbroken about it. So and Mo, I'm going to go right to you after this.
Looking back on the last year,
It was hard, really hard. I was like heartbroken.
really?
Yeah, I'm glad we got right to that, so we could just get that out the way.
Okay.
Like, I was really heartbroken by like everything that occurred, with all we in the space now where it's just like, almost like consequence is not thought about enough. So everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that whole Busby,
This civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
that shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure. It used to be like that. Like, you have to be super sure before you put those kind of things on a person, especially a person like me. Like, even when we were doing the worst things, we were doing bad, we had those kind of rules. There was a line, no women, no kids. You hear those sayings, but those are things that I took from the street. Morals, integrity,
Code.
those things I took because we lived and died by that. So it's strict for me. Like, it meant a lot to me. I took that really hard, and I knew that we was gonna walk through that. We was gonna walk through that because first of all, it's not true, and the truth is, at the end of the day, it still reigns supreme.
When you're feeling these feelings, how do you then bounce back and get back to being Jay-Z?
I don't know. This is the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was just like, all right, man, we played enough defense. 2026 is all offense.
And to your answer, Ladybug, when you said he's normally in silence, well, he has decided. And listen, I'm not going to deny his brilliance. He has decided we're not playing defense anymore. In 2026, We're playing offense. So we're going to be on the attack, and we're going to grab the narrative. Now, whether the narrative is true or not, that's for everybody else to decide. But he seems to have grabbed that I'm now going to speak. So now I can play this game because I can speak better than y'all. And I for some reason, I have an aura about me. It's not about the words I use. It's about how I say it. And I don't know why Jay-Z has a gift with that. Jay-Z can take a line that means really nothing, and all of a sudden it pops off. Mo, what's your feeling on Jay? Then I'm going to go to Ladybug.
I mean, I think he says things that invoke thought process. I think that he says things, it's intentional. It sounds, random or that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's very intentional about how he does that word play, and it makes you think, right? It's very intentional. It seems like it's not, but it's very intentional. That's his thing. But going back to that whole battle and his mindset about battle rapping has taken on a whole new, if you think back in the day, like just go back to the 80s, right? Yes, like you said, it was a way for us to communicate. It was our thing. It was a way of us getting out, whether it was talking about where you from, repping where you from, or whether it was, again, navigating and moving on through whatever you was going through, or talking about something that was hot in the hood, to now it is it's a place, it's gone to, I agree with Jay-Z when he says it's gone to a place I don't think I like, because it's moved away from its true nature. It's moved away from its true function, or at least the origin, the function, when it began, it moved away from that. So I wouldn't even, it's not even comparable to me from where it started and what it was meant to do. And how we used it in our community, in our culture, it's moved away from that. So I do agree with him on that. But it's something you said, Ladybug, about the back door of it all, the framework for that. I do believe that there's a team of people in the room, saying, okay, who can we get to, who do they like now? Who's their hero right now? Who's their go-to right now? Let's pin them together.
Amen. I got a little joke for Mo and Michael. I'm not a comedian, but why does Jay-Z look like he's a cast member of the movie CB40?
Okay. Well, for those who don't know, go Google CB40. Chris
you
Rock
know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, Chris Rock, which is ironic. Yeah, which is ironic. Which is the well, they tried to make it, they turn it into buffoonery, CB40, and they did that, and yeah, you got a point. But go ahead, Ladybug. What else?
I just want Mo, you were saying something.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll make this real quick. If you really want to study if Jay-Z's telling the truth and being what we call honest, turn off the volume to the clip that you just showed. Just turn off the volume. I want you to look at his mannerisms. His feet is curled down. Why is that? There's certain things that you have to look at to see.
You saw his feet? I didn't even notice his feet.
Body positioning and body
language. Look at the body positioning.
And nonverbals, yes.
What did you see in the body positioning? What did you see in that?
His feet were curled under. He had on, I don't know if he had on Adidas, but if you look at the positioning of his feet, that doesn't show a man of confidence to me.
Oh, no.
Looking back on the last year.
We're going to do what you said.
Go back. Go back.
I'm trying to, I'll just play.
It was hard. Really hard. I was like heartbroken.
Really?
Yeah. I'm glad we got right to that, so we could just.
Because I can't see his feet. I just see
it's further down in the clip.
And while you're looking for Jay-Z's feet, when if you look at this interview, and for people who don't know about interviews, you have to.
Oh, that's right here. It's right here.
There you go. you have to submit your questions and your line of questions in advance to someone of his status. He's not blindly just walking into this interview and being honest and open and vulnerable. Please don't believe that. Okay, because there are things when he said, "Oh, I'm glad you jumped right to that." He's prepped, just like you show prep. He preps for this interview. There are no surprises. You are not surprising this artist with any questions and think that this interview is going to continue. So his team is very strong in making sure that these things don't happen. He prepares his answers in advance.
And Mo, by the way, did you listen to the music? Where's the, you know what I'm saying? They're playing Beethoven in the background for the music to make you feel sorry.
Yeah, it's the and emotion. That's why soundtracks in movies get Academy Awards.
Yes,
because that's the movement of the emotion. That is the dictating how you feel. Like
like this, because he knows trouble is coming. Prediction: April 2026 of this year. Watch what happens 1 year from the date of with Sean Combs. They're gonna come after Sean Carter. It already started. That's a prediction.
I'm writing it down, Ladybug, because April's right around the corner.
It's in 8 days, 7 days.
7 days.
Watch.
So, with that being said, like I said, a lot of people are thinking this is premeditated, obviously, and he even says it himself. He's going to play offense. He's going to play offense in 2026 and that's not what Jay plays offense, but never out in front of people. He plays offense, and before you know it, Jay's got titled. Jay's doing this. Jay leaves Rockefeller. Jay becomes the president of Def Jam. All that stuff happens behind the scenes, and then it just happens.
That is you know that all of that is not circumstantial. It's predetermined. It is a plan. It's a plan of action, and all you're seeing is the cycle of everything occurring that they've already planned out. It was already by design. This wasn't a fluke. Like, oh, I just decided, or hey, wouldn't it be a great idea for Jay-Z to be the president of? No, this was already in the plan.
So he's a billionaire, right, Michael? He's a billionaire allegedly on paper.
Yes. Him and Beyonce allegedly. I don't know. Listen, I ain't never gonna see that money, and nor do I ever want to see that money. I don't want to see that money because I know me, and I know there's a certain part of my brain that I have been trained myself in sobriety to not let a certain part open up, and I know $1 billion. That not only is it going to open up, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to renovate and make it bigger. I'm going to make that part of my brain bigger because I don't think you can have $1 billion and not be compromised. That's just my opinion.
Well, let me ask you a question. He's going to do the Roots picnic, right? Philly?
I didn't want to go to the Roots picnic.
He's going to do it, right?
Yeah, he's doing the Roots picnic. Yeah,
well, he's doing Yankee Stadium, right?
Yeah, he's doing Yankee Stadium.
So my question is, he should do it for free because he's a billionaire.
We've been saying it.
But guess what? There's a lot coming. And I think he's trying to save his image and get a paycheck because the money it's not saying that he don't have it. It's just the legal bills and everything else. And as a billionaire, he knows what's ahead. Like you said, Michael and Mo, something's coming. Something is ahead. So he's trying to get ahead of it with his image, especially when you call yourself Jehovah. That means, that's something spiritual. So if you're calling yourself something, you must act like it. But if you don't, you'll be dealt with. And now he is in that time where he's going to be dealt with, like you said. Billionaire, yeah, you got to give up something.
Yeah.
It's coming.
And listen, and this is the thing. And if Jay Black was here, I wish if Jay Black's off this week, he's chilling.
He would have a whole
heart attack.
You cannot talk about Jay-Z in any type of conspiracy, negative, nothing to Jay Black. Okay.
And I am not trying. I do not wish this upon any human being. But don't get mad at me because I want to look deeper into something that you guys want me to idolize and you guys want me to worship and you guys want me to put all my common sense to the side because he's a really great rapper. At the end of the day, to me, that's all he is to me. Is a really great rapper. Like
or imitator, because what about Jazzo?
Yeah, and
she brought up Jazz.
you dug in the crates.
You dug in the crates with Jazzo. So I'm not. I don't wish this upon. I just feel like the agents that are used against us, and I'm not going to call him the agent. I'm just going to say, in history, the agents that have been used against us have been the people that we felt most fondly of.
Right.
And then when we realize it, and then we smooth it out and we forget and we go like, all right, they got us on that one. They got us on that. But we don't, nobody ever says, well, when are we going to stop doing this? When are we going to stop watching people and idolizing these people and putting them on pedestals that they're just normal people, so that when something comes up, we go like, nah, I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see this. So that being said,
you don't want to see the humanistic side of them.
Now, that being said, this is something that happened in Brooklyn when the Barclays was opened and it was built. And there were a lot. Now, this is academics. This came up in the Epstein files also. This is a long clip, y'all. So I need you to be patient and watch the clip. This is the breakdown of this is not the Epstein files talking about being on the island. This is a random email from somebody higher up at Barclay who's sending an email and they're exchanging emails. And these are the comments they make, but you got to pay attention. It's at the end. So once again, please don't have TikTok stamina right now. I need you to have regular. I'm in school. I'm researching a paper. I'm reading a report.
Put your ADD to the side.
Please put it to the side right now. Just put it to the side and watch.
The conversation that we never knew is a conversation that came out via the Epstein files. So this is Jess Staley from the Barclays Group. That is the CEO, and he's saying to Epstein, he says, you know why we're not Sao Paulo? Remember, Sao Paulo, I want you to remember, yet again, Sao Paulo in 2014, it was mayhem. I want to give you a visual representation of what was going on. Sao Paulo protests 2014. It was mayhem. This is how the streets looked. I want to show you this because what's being understood and spoken about is this. So you have a CEO telling Jeffrey Epstein, you know why this isn't going on in Brooklyn? Look, this is what's going on. This is how it was. And you guys should look this up. I'm not making this up. Let me make sure you guys can see. You could Google for yourself. I can't create fake news. It's real. Okay? Again, I'm wondering why no one's having these conversations. This is how it looks in Sao Paulo in 2014. Your favorite media figure got all the time to talk about Ari. They want to talk about everything. Nobody wants to talk about situations like this. This is not being hidden. It's out there. A simple Google search will figure it out. Here's the conversation that I'm wondering why no one wants to talk about. The email from the CEO of the Barclays, former CEO, to Jeffrey Epstein says, you know why we're not Sao Paulo? Watch the TV ads on the Super Bowl. It's all about hip blacks in cars with white women. The group that should be in the streets. The group that should be in the streets. The group that should be in the streets. Let me say one more time. The group that should be even though white billionaires are saying, thank God, the black people who should be saying, we won't take this anymore. The group that should be in the streets like Sao Paulo. Let's see what the email says. They have been bought off by Jay-Z. What are we talking about? If we don't see the conversation, they love to say, well, we can't talk about the other shit where they say Jay and Weinstein because that was a random tip. I can't really. This is an email from a verifiable CEO to Jeffrey Epstein that they don't know culture. Only thing they know is money. And they're saying The black people who should be in the streets protesting whatever BS we got going on, Jay-Z bought them off.
Mike, I don't know if you remember this, but when we interviewed Nas back in the day, when this feud was going on with him and Jay-Z, and remember he had when the album came out and he was on a tour promoting, there was a song on there on the original that had Mary J. Blige on it. And then all of a sudden, after he put it out, they pulled it from the shelf saying that they didn't get the permission or the clearance for Mary to be on it. And so they switched the person who was singing. And I specifically asked him, did he think that the politics of the music industry had anything to do with it? And he vocally said yes.
And yeah, I vaguely remember.
The powers that be, when you're talking about, oh, Jay-Z don't have that much power. Oh, he couldn't make these things happen. Yes.
Well, I agree with the power that he has, but in this case, it was using him because these billionaires couldn't get that. They couldn't get that property that Barclay was going to be put on because it was something. There was a law that they couldn't. So they used Jay-Z to manipulate and say, we're going to put money in these programs and that program, which obviously didn't happen. And because I'm from Marcy, understand I'm for the people. But these emails are telling you they knew that they were going to buy those people out by having Jay-Z as the face and little bitty owner, little 0.01%, 2%, which is more than I'll ever have in my life. So I'm not downplaying that. But to put that out there so that people would then fall for the bamboozle, go along with the Barclay, people will then be disenfranchised and moved out of places that they had lived, their generations had lived there. And the get back was, we're going to have some programs and give some jobs. So once again, the agent, the crucial, most important agent that was being used to make this happen was somebody we were fond of, that we put belief in for whatever reason, because he's a great rapper. That's all I'm saying here. I'm not trying to destroy anybody. And my this show that's growing by the minute and that I love you guys for supporting, this show, nobody's worried about the show. I'm not trying to cut this man down. I'm trying to say, if something happens in your face, why do you want me not to say anything about it? What is it that we have these blinders on that we just go like, no?
But for decades, he's been the forbidden topic. This is not anything new. For decades.
The last interview, Mo and Michael, that I known of Jay-Z to do was with Gayle King.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when his face was on the Metro card. Now, there ain't no more Metro card after COVID. I mean, that's the last interview. Jay-Z moves in silence. But I do know, you understand? Sometimes when you cut the top of the blade of the grass, the snakes come out. Or if you turn the lights on, the roach scatters. Something, shine a light on them. Will tracks. So right now, watch. You see, Damian Dash, he's been talking in code. He can't say everything because they have secrets. So he can't say everything. But you see how Damian Dash, he fell because back in the days he used to be a trip.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was a trip. He was something, but he was about the culture.
About the culture. Yes. Can't ever take that away from him.
Right.
Yes.
He used to talk down to Jay-Z. I can tell you. So Jay-Z, kind of methodically moved his way up, and I congratulate him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He said, I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. Is that what he said? Okay. He married Beyonce because Jay-Z knew at that time difference between him and Puffy. Hey, if you get married, politically it looks better. It's better for business. It's better for the brand. You see? So that worked out in his favor. They had the kids. Allegedly. and things like that. But guess what? You know, sometimes when you get, you know what I'm talking about, Mike. I ain't gonna get into that conspiracy.
I
Got you.
know.
We picking up what you putting down.
Yeah. Pick it up, right? You know, you know, get your hand in the mustard and catch up, child. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of stuff that went down with that too. But what it is that Jay-Z as a God, if you're a God, that means that there has to be some type of studying, some type of spiritual development there as a God. No man is God.
And no man is God. And let's repeat that. No man is God. I have God in me, but
That's
I
right.
am not God. But I will say, I'll just say this. These times are different times, and a lot of powerful people are finding out that through social media and through the information, even though they're trying to censor the information, the genie is out the bottle. So there's a lot of information out there. And even with as charismatic as Jay is, as sincere as he can seem, as he may be speaking some truth, people now will not just take that and say, everything's all good.
Right.
No, now what people do, because this thing is in your hand, this thing that you carry around all day is in your hand. Now you can find out the information and go, not so fast.
Right.
And we talk bad about these 20, we talk bad about these 20-year-olds. These 20-year-olds really don't want to hear it. Because you don't hold the same weight with these 23, 24, 25-year-olds.
Fact checking before you even finish your sentence.
They
Hold
don't.
up, wait a minute.
I'm having a conversation with my daughter, and I may ask a question. Before I'm finished the sentence, she has the answer.
Right.
She's oh, yeah. Yeah, he starred in this movie. My point being is that Jay-Z's offense is going to be questioned heavier than it's ever been questioned before. So when you're on the offense, understand now people are questioning everything that's coming out your mouth. So this interview, though in 10 years ago, this would have settled everything and we would all, the momentum would have been going forward and everything would have been rolling. That's not the case. The more you talk, the more information they're getting from what you're saying, and the more breakdowns that they're getting, and the more academic interviews, and the Barclay, and what's going on, and the fact that you said you weren't friends with Diddy. That was a common sense slap in the face that I've never seen a slap in the face ever go, we were just associates. Dude.
Mike, I just want to say, you know, you can't be dumb with a smartphone.
You can be misled with a smartphone, but you can't be dumb. You can be misled. And listen, I'm not excusing anything Diddy did. Anything.
Right.
But we do know that was the scapegoat that they needed. And the scapegoat that they were gonna. Now, I'm not saying anything that he did was right in any way. I'm telling you that was the highest level of porn activity. He wasn't
the only one, Michael. He wasn't the only one.
He wasn't the only one.
He wasn't the only one.
There was Hugh Hefner. Way before there was Diddy, there was a Hugh Hefner. And we in this country idolized him. And they bought Playboy magazine and everything like that. But the fact that you said you were just associates with my man. And I know that's because your lawyer said that's what you're going to say. That's fine. In a court of law, you proved that you were just associates. In our mind, we know you weren't just associates. We saw the Grammy parties. We saw the brunches with the toast. We saw all that. So my point being is this offense that you're on, be very careful, because one false slip up, one accusation that comes from your talk, and somebody goes, wait a second, he said what? He said that. But this is what we found out. So it's a different game. And I'm not wishing on the downfall, but people, I'm not going to put these lenses on that you want me to put on simply because it's comfortable, because we like somebody, because they can shoot a basketball, or they can rap really well, or they can sing, or they can act, or they can direct.
Take that away, still human beings, just like us, regular.
And I'm not going to put the glasses on even if he was a former president.
Because what it is ego mean edging God out. And sometimes when your ego, you know, it doesn't allow you to think, like I said at the beginning of our conversation, of the Venn diagram. Jay-Z, you know, it has to understand, if he's really spiritual, that things come in cycles. You understand? You know, what things that he didn't do right, And let me tell you something. There was some things that he didn't do right throughout the years. So now he has to atone for that. You know, he's putting out a lot of money, interview, PR, before he just moved in silence. Made a call behind the scenes.
He's still selective about who he grants interviews to. He's not just going on an interview tour. Don't be fooled by that either. He's being very selective about who he is allowing to even speak to him on this level.
So listen, real quick. I want to apologize to everybody. I'm so far behind the comments because we got into this, so I apologize. K-Day asked me earlier when I talked about the joke, what's the joke? I'm not gonna say the joke. The joke was the joke.
Terrible.
We were talking about autism earlier, and Lady Q had a real poignant comment. Mo was talking about the struggle of dealing with a child who's autistic. Lady Q said, then people will try and play in your face, especially Black parents. They assume you don't know anything. I've learned they get completely thrown off when a father is heavily involved. Oh, a father being heavily involved is a changes the game. Tawana Coleman, Tawana, what up? Mo, is your son in a special service school or is he in a general education class? Curious. It sounds like a parent who is very in touch with how to work with the teams to help your son. And I'm gonna try and scroll. I'm sorry, I apologize, y'all. I'm trying to have this conversation. It's interesting. Mo answered it. Okay, Mo, you answered that question. Tawana, about my ex-wife. Mike, your ex-wife never understood your craft. She wasn't right for you. All right, Tawana just made a judgment call. Well, yep, she wasn't. She wasn't. She definitely wasn't. She definitely was. Great person. There was nothing about her that wasn't great, except when me and her got together. Then she wasn't the one for you. What's the joke? Let me scroll down, see what else we got. Somebody else said, what is the joke, Mike? I want to hear it. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. I'm not. Maybe I'll get the joke going. Maybe I'll say the joke, but it's not going to be funny because I'm not going to have the same attitude. Just going to be in the chat, chilling. Yup, just going to chill. All right, what the hell? And let me see. Let me go stock up on my BC. Ladybug, $13 people served burgers. Rick, I'm about to buy up some BC powder and sell it in 2027. If you can find it, they have it in Walmart. Jeanette said they have it in Walmart. They said they have it in Walmart.
I'm myself for giving y'all the plug, but Walmart, Walgreens, those places have it. It is not everywhere. You can find it on Amazon sometimes, but they mark it up a little bit. But yeah, stock up on your BC boxes.
I've never had the BC powder ever. Wait, y'all sound like Tyler.
BC powder and a swigger of Coke will knock your migraine out.
Whoa! A swigger of what? A swigger of whoa! You better explain that.
I said a swigger, not a snort up the nose. But no, just that BC powder and the caffeine. I don't know what it does, but it knocks it right on out.
Rick said DMX was right about this guy. DMX had spoken so much truth, but once again, addiction and the fact that when you speak so much truth and you have that much of a platform, can you imagine what the external and internal pressures are of people trying to shut you up?
They looked at DMX like he was dangerous.
Absolutely.
They were scared of DMX because DMX he wasn't controllable. And he would say anything at any time.
Yes, great music. The lyrics and the cult of hip hop has destroyed generations. Hey, I've sat up here and I'm a child of hip hop. I mean, I learned how to grab a mic because of hip hop.
We separated real hip hop. Separate that because I really don't identify. There's rap music and then there's hip hop.
Now he's speaking to get the very people that he has sideswiped for years back on his team. A Diddy move, boy, bye. That's Ashabu. Jay-Z had a hand with Colin Kaepernick being out the NFL. Absolutely. When the minute Jay-Z said we have moved past kneeling, may have been one of the most traitorous statements.
Yes.
That may have been one of the greatest betrayals of a movement in my generation that I've ever seen.
I agree.
It may have been one of the greatest betrayals to say, I think we have moved past kneeling. And when I bring that up, once again, like and subscribe. When I bring that up, people look at me like I'm just trying to, it's crabs in a barrel. People, the man was literally kneeling against police injustice on our community. And one of the biggest moguls, a black man, said, I think we are past it. That is the equivalent. And I know you're going to get on me for this. That's the equivalent of somebody being one of the greatest artists in Martin Luther King's time or Malcolm X's time or Fred Hampton's time and saying we are past protesting. That's like them saying we are past organizing.
He doubled down, Michael.
Yeah.
He doubled down on that.
Yes.
He doubled down real quick because his handlers was like, it's bad for business.
He doubled down. You think Jay-Z ate any of that gumbo? You're hilarious.
No, hell no, he didn't.
Hell no.
But even with that, and let's be clear, I'm going to lump myself in this. So I don't feel like y'all think I'm trying to point. I'm gonna lump myself in this. Even after that betrayal, because he booked Kendrick and because he booked these people for the halftime Super Bowl shows, you know what I did? I watched and I supported because he knew how to manage to. I love Kendrick. I'm Puerto Rican, so I rep for Bad Bunny. He literally made us forget that statement by putting somebody on the halftime show to perform. And because they look like us, it actually waved away the fact that he said, we're past protest, we're past kneeling. I'm a robot too. We should have never moved past that statement. That should have been the statement that could never, that he has to explain. That you got to explain to me.
Stain of something that can never be off of you. To me, that was a stain that should never be off of him. When he was up there talking about, at rape allegations, something like that can never be taken off of you. That what he did during that movement, I think that should be part of his legacy too.
Look, when Ashabook says rap music was music until the demons showed up and it was sinners. They let him in the house.
There we go.
And it was the contract that people signed. And Ladybug, what I said to you what you said earlier when you said it was never meant to be sold. And I've said this in other interviews. I said the minute Sylvia Rome signed the first hip hop group to a record deal, hip hop was no longer ours.
Right.
Once you turn it for profit, it's no longer yours. That goes with my comedy. Once I turned it from profit, I realized this is no longer mine. Now I'm using this to pay my bills, so they have leverage over me. And once they signed the first group, it was over. And once the CIA and once everybody decided, they went from being against this to when they said gangster rap was what it was, and we needed this, and they started pushing everything. They knew what they were pushing. They were feeding us to brainwash us and to also fill those prisons. That's what they were doing. You can get irritated all you want about this. And I have sat up here and said, I have to admit and to apologize for the shit I promoted on a radio station for 25 years. I sent y'all to the club. I was at the club with the drink in my hand, dropping the music so y'all could sing the lyrics. $2 Tuesdays at the most dangerous clubs and sat up there. And I understand we were bamboozled. They pushed out every intricate group or rapper that was trying to empower us and trying to educate us. They didn't want people walking around with Africa symbols around their neck. They didn't want anybody sitting up there understanding that when Karis said, why is that? And looking, the first time I actually dug into the Bible on my own was because I heard a song called Why Is That?
Right. Okay.
That was the first time. They didn't want Queen Latifah saying, who you calling a bitch. They wanted the women to call themselves bitches. They wanted to promote that. So when Queen Latifah says, who you calling a bitch? And I'm going to say, the bitches are. So this was the whole transformation, and I was a part of it, from Hot 97 to the radio station in Philly to being in Dallas and promoting this. I was bamboozled too.
Because like Michael, a lot of we know the music industry is it's a business. You know, a lot of artists, doesn't matter whether you can sing or not, if they can't put a brand on you, like Lotto with her pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, interesting. You know, I'm like, wow. You know, these are all part of turning these rap females into brands. And this is why when you sign a contract, and I always tell Tawana about this, you know, you got sigils. You know, when you get a paper that's embossed on the contract, there's a lot of things in those contracts that people just don't realize. Look what just happened to Riri. You think that was a coincidence? Somebody coming to our home and then they use a crazy girl, so to speak. If you listen to the police scanner, there were 2 people in that car. I don't think that lady shot those bullets. I don't think, based on her stature, you have to have skills. And you got to have your hat on. So I think that was a threat to Riri. Better not talk. We gave you this amount of money. We can get you anytime. Man, she hold that so quick because it just shows you about that. And they gave her the Super Bowl. Remember, she did the Super Bowl a couple of years ago?
While she was pregnant. Yeah.
While she was pregnant. A$AP Rocky, you go from Harlem to movies. Is he an actor? Maybe he can act. I don't know. Maybe went to acting school, took a couple of classes. But you see, so this is how this industry works. It's a lot of, like you said, a lot of back deals.
So
you don't get nothing for free.
Ashabu says, God is not mocked. He made himself into a God. He used and manipulated the Bible and thought that his blasphemy wouldn't revisit God's wrath. As Ashabu's comments. The Epstein files from Billy Edwards, the Epstein files have been jigger-rigged thoughts.
They've been blacked out a lot of stuff.
They
but I know about the Epstein files from the Q drops. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. We got to get into the Q drops.
We got to get into the Q drops. Look at Dumbo. Yeah. He was mad he didn't put in on the redevelopment. Them dollar, that's actual. That's actual. My pet turtle moves faster than this is gum
bandit. Yeah.
When it comes to Epstein. Let me get to a few more. All right, and then we'll get to something a little lighter. Let me get everybody. What's his name? Coco's back in here. StreamYard, you got to work on how difficult it is just to tap these comments in. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, right back at you. Did somebody mention my homie BC? No, nobody mentioned BC. She's talking about soda, Mike. She's talking about soda. Yeah, but you got to specify. If you say a little bit of Coke, come on.
Stop right. I tell you. Woo.
I don't know where you're from. If somebody says a little bit of Coke, I ain't where I've been. When somebody says a little bit of Coke, I always say nah. And I ain't never thought of hydration. When somebody says, yo, we're gonna do a little something and a little bit of Coke, I ain't never said, oh, I'm thirsty. I'm parched. No. I feel like I gotta move away. I'll let Jaguar right. Orlando, the child actor. Lil J, nobody remember him, and Kid Rock only sold 200 tickets for his concert. Just saying. All right. So, all right. So we've had you on a whole show. We got to have you back, Ladybug, because now I know.
Coming back.
We gotta have you back. But the ladies are here. But go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Michael, let me tell you, you got to look into that Live Nation too.
Trump bailed them out. Yes, and Trump bailed them out. Because other states, for those who know Live Nation, who Jay-Z's partners with, Live Nation caught a lawsuit throughout the country, and they lost the lawsuit and they had a settlement. Well, certain states said, we don't want the settlement because there's more damage then what this $300 million, you guys are going to make that back on your first quarter in ticket sales.
You heard they were charging to park $250, popcorn $35 for a pint. Come on, that's price gouging.
No, it's out of control. When I went to Yankee Stadium for the hip hop anniversary,
right,
we took the train because you weren't going to get me with that. The prices in there for one shot were $20. I didn't have a shot, but being an alcoholic that I am, I wanted to know how much they were.
How much does it cost, hypothetically, if I was?
Hypothetically. The prices of the alcohol were so crazy that outside of Yankee Stadium, people were selling liquor like it was weed. And as you walk by, they would say, I got a pint for this. I got 2 shots for this. They were selling outside of Yankee Stadium, literally alcohol, like we were back in the Prohibition days.
I bring my bracelet. So if I know I'm coming to one of those events, I have this bracelet that it's a flask. And it looks like
do tell. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at this helpful advice. Look at this shit here.
It looks like jewelry. You'll never get stopped. And when you're ready to pour, you just
got a bracelet.
And the cap of it looks like a jewel. So, you never get stopped, even going through the metal detectors or whatever. It's I never get stopped. I will never pay stadium prices for a drink. Call me cheap, call me whatever you want, but I'm litty and for a nice price.
If you've learned nothing from this show, I want you to take the gem, the jewel that Mo just dropped. There is a bracelet that literally you could store alcohol in.
In a nice amount. I ain't talking about no
in a nice amount.
I'm talking about it shareable.
What the fuck is this?
Your dating date, have a nice time.
All right. This has been great. Let me get to this because I want to show y'all this because this is a common practice that everybody. I have a friend named Tasha Makia. Do you remember Tasha Makia, Sexy Mo?
Yes.
So Tasha is in Colorado doing great things in radio, doing amazing. So shout out to Tasha because I'm about to. It's not a clip. It was a letter that she got. A letter. This is an old scenario that we've seen for a long time, but I thought I'd lighten things up. I wanted to see how the women here feel. So it's an advice letter. It's an advice. They're asking for advice. So you can read it. I'm saying to her, she says, I've been sleeping with a married man for almost 2 years. Before everyone jumps on me, let me be honest. I'm not looking for a husband. I like my space, my freedom, and the fact that when he leaves, he leaves. No pressure, no expectations. He pays for trips, helps with bills. And when I want him, he shows up. People keep telling me I'm wrong because he has a wife and kids. But my thing is, if his home was that good, he wouldn't be here with me. Okay. You've heard the story before. Your opinion on a woman saying, why y'all coming at me? I'm just, listen, he's feeding what I need. I like him here, but I like my freedom. Morally, what opinion? Who wants to go first? Y'all let it go. Y'all go ahead. Who wants to go?
I'm a Virgo. I don't like to share. That's just me. But not being judgy. I think that if it works for her and she ain't trying to break up no happy home, that's between her and God. That's between her and her moral convictions.
All right.
And she didn't make the commitment to the wife. The man did. I can't stand when we come after the woman. Like, well, why are you sleeping with a married man? You know he got a wife and kids. Well, don't he know he got a wife and kids? Didn't he stand before God and say, you my one and only through good, bad, and indifferent, and whatever type of vows y'all use?
All right.
They always attack the woman and never come after the man. The man is forgiven. The man gets to stay in his home. Meanwhile, the woman on the side is the evil, home wrecking hoe, and who raised you, and everything else. And she's very, very much demonized, where the man is like, well, girl, y'all was going through something, and he a good man, Savannah. Just go on and forgive him, girl. What?
All right. Interesting. Ladybug, your stance on a woman
I'm
knowingly.
I'm going to keep it 100 very quickly. Marriage is actually a contract. Companies marry, people marry for different reasons. So I'm going to give it a pass on this one because maybe we don't know what is going on between. He could marry somebody for a green card situation. You know what I mean? We don't know. Some women are okay with it. That's why I said marriage is contractually, it's a contract. Companies marry, people marry. So you got to think about it like that. When you make a commitment before God, you can make it without the contract. The contract just fortitudes to cover someone for insurance purposes in case they pass. That's why when you marry, then the money goes to the spouse. Think about it like that. It's nothing but a contract. So if he's there most of the time, maybe it's a situation. I have to get the other side. Because she said no pressure, no bills. There's another side to the story.
She's not asking for his funky ass hand in marriage. All she's saying is my needs are being met. My needs are being fulfilled. I'm not trying to take you away from your family. And some people are in agreement with that. Some people, their spouse is okay.
Marriages.
Spouse, no. Okay, I know side chick got you. Because guess what? I don't feel like you rolling over on me and sweating all on me in the morning anyway.
Did you see Jesse Jackson's funeral? Did you see Jesse Jackson's funeral and the one that he had with the side piece? She's okay now. Everything is okay. Watch the funeral.
So what you're saying is that, her being the side piece and she knows she's a married man, as long as she gets what she wants and she performs a little. I'm immature. I'm sorry. I'm immature.
She contradict herself about that whole.
I'm immature.
If he wasn't with me, if he was happy at home, he wouldn't be with me. I didn't like that statement.
All right. So let's get this straight to everybody in the chat. So go ahead, get your phones, get your fingers ready. Get your fingers ready. Go ahead, get ready. I'm giving y'all time. I'm giving y'all time. Number 2, this has nothing to do with Ladybug. Has nothing to do with Sexy Mo. Anything I have to say is out in the atmosphere to this person if they can feel me and whatever. I'm going to tell you what. You can make all the excuses you want. You can make all the excuses on why they don't go at him, why they don't say this about the man. Because, bitch, you wrote the letter. Right. You wanted the answer. You know what you're doing is foul.
It is.
You know exactly that man is married. So if you don't want somebody to say hoes gonna be hoes, which is very disrespectful, which is something that is very judgy, but since you wanted advice, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. It's one thing to be with a man and you not know that he bamboozled you and finessed you and you didn't know he was married. You know that after this goes down, after this pops off right here, after this. He got to go home to some kids and a wife.
That's why I never let my baby daddy kiss my son in the mouth.
Ever. And you know what? I've never kissed my daughters. And you know why I've never kissed my daughters on their mouth? Number 1, it's inappropriate in my opinion. Number 2, because I know where my mouth been. And I know. But you can't keep asking for the respect factor if you only play by respect rules or have a moral fiber when it's convenient.
Well, respect doesn't belong in there's nothing respectful about deceit. I don't care who does it. It's nothing respectful about it.
And I'm going to tell you from a person who has taken part in it. There was another Michael Sean. There was another Michael Sean way back. There was another Michael Sean who knew this exactly and would want nothing more than to have met this woman who wrote that letter. That old Michael Sean would have loved you, girl. We would have taken long walks on the beach. We would have taken trips and you would have been my boo-boo. We would have celebrated side chick anniversaries. I would have brought a cake out, and if it was 4 years, they'd put 4 candles and I'd be singing to you like it was a real anniversary, because that Michael Sean wasn't shit.
Well, but the thing about it is any woman knows, and I don't condone what the sister's doing, but a woman who is married is going to know if your man is your husband is stepping out. You're going to feel it spiritually. That's why I said that's why I gotta let me tell you something. Marriage is governed by the planet Mars. Contractually speaking, Mars enraged. That's why they call it marriage. You see, marriage is about, not marriage, but love is about energy. And sometimes when the energy is, when it's over, it's over. And you got to let it go. But the contract is what keeps us together. That's why I would say, I got to know the woman's side. I mean, the married woman's side. I got to have that side to judge.
Now, you, lady, this is the first time meeting you. So you may be being consistent with what you're saying. You always want to know. You want more information before you make, and that is wise. That is smart. I need more information. But for the majority, or for a portion of y'all, if the roles were reversed, you'd be killing this dude. And even not just the dude in this situation,
right?
Your steam, they would be steam coming out them ears talking about this son of a bitch got a family at home, and he wasting money that's supposed to be with the family on trips on you.
Trips and bills.
Well, the person over here knows the situation, and they have reeled in a winner in their minds. They've reeled in a winner.
Right.
So please don't start saying, I don't know why they're not going at him, why they just going at me. Because, girl, you are the epitome of the gold standard of homewrecker. Because even though he doesn't leave, like Ladybug said, his energy isn't fully there with that woman. Ever.
That's true.
Even during intimacy.
Tolerate that. There are some women who I find there's some older women who appreciate that type of arrangement. He can go jump up and down on you, and you can have a good time as long as he bring his check home. And James, as long as you go to church with me on Sunday, I'm good. They turn a blind eye to it, because whatever it is in their marriage that's broken, and I'm not saying that any woman wants to live that way, but there are some women who are acceptant and settled in it, and it works for them.
What's that song? It's cheaper to keep up. It's cheaper to keep.
LaShawn said, "Come on, Mike. The video is
some marital arrangements who their women, beyond the hall pass. There are some women out there who allow their men to have someone on the side, and what's the old adage? Just as long as it don't hit my doorstep."
And I understand that, but there's also a huge portion of and I'll say women, because men are being deceived also. But we'll stick with women for this topic. There are also women who are being deceived, because they are people who are so organized that they can really put up a facade that takes a lot for you to crack if they have you comfortable and relaxed. Let me tell you something. When a person has your trust, this is why people are so scared to get in relationships. When a person has your trust, you take everything at face value, because this is my soulmate.
It's my person.
If you told me there was traffic, there was traffic. If you tell me that meeting ran long, it ran long. If you tell me that phone rang at 2:00 in the morning because it was urgent of your boss or whatever, or a text message, I'm going with the text message. That is the scary thing about trusting somebody fully. So when you manipulate somebody and you use that trust against them, that's why I always say, if you ever get cheated on, don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Blame the dumbass. Blame the dumbass who had the honor of somebody giving their trust to you. Blame that dumbass, because there's a chance you're never gonna get that trust from another person that you got from that one special person. And trust me, I'm testifying, because I know there's a person who trusted me face value, that I used up that trust. So this woman gets me a little, because it's kind of like, I don't know why. She kind of got the victim sound. She kind of got the Jay-Z with the music in the background.
Herself at the end. I think that Ms. Parker brought it home, because she contradicted herself at the end when she was like, but if he was happy at home, he wouldn't be with me. So it kind of contradicts, the whole narrative of, I ain't trying to break up her home. I don't want to be married to him. I don't want to take her husband. I just want him to pay a little bills and come over here and spend some time with me, and I send him back on. It kind of discredits that narrative.
Right. Facts on facts. Finest says women know when their husband steps out. It's called intuition. And let me tell you something. A woman's intuition is
a habit.
A woman's intuition is something that's bizarre. Like you can't you especially somebody when a woman really cares for you, it's like their power gets stronger. It's like I would always say, a woman who's in love with me, who's all the way in love with me, can tell if I had one drink, and the rest of the world can't tell shit. But they can tell my speech ain't changed. Nothing's changed. They just see something.
Then we
and
talk
I don't know
about
what it
change and soul ties.
But I want to say something about it's called intuition. I want to say why it's not always 100%, because the people who are blindsided start questioning their intuition. And they say things like, how did I not see that? Like, how did I not get it? Like, how was he able to live a whole nother life without me knowing? I believe in the intuition. Not saying it's not true. But I also don't want people who get caught out there to start doubting themselves. Your intuition was just overridden by an amazing love and trust. And I don't know how to balance that.
Because people there are some amazing manipulators out there, and people who are amazing and have honed their craft of lying and creating a whole facade that it definitely seems believable.
So when Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce,
allegedly,
and she did that Lemonade album and made it into a glorious thing. Yeah, I believe that whole thing was contrived. I don't even think they're together, but that's just my personal feeling.
Yeah, I've never seen, since we're going to be on that, I've never seen infidelity in a relationship, and y'all both release albums about it.
Thank you.
Like, she releases an album about it, and then you release 444, which I think was an amazing album. Right. But I was like, God damn, y'all both gonna put out, like, y'all did the Red Table. Y'all did Jada and Will without the Red Table. Y'all did it with a microphone and headphones on.
Yeah.
And turned it into a cash cow.
A cash cow.
I will say, I jumped on that Lemonade album, was one of Beyonce's best work. Like, I was like, okay, you got it in you. Okay, yeah, you really from H-Town. Because I felt every bit of all of the sneak diss that she put throughout the album to him. I mean, she basically called him ugly. Like, wasn't nobody checking for you until you got with me. Like, that's the real gag. Like, to your husband. Wasn't nobody they called you ugly. It's because of me.
But you do understand, and Ladybug, you understand being a artist, a singer who has done this for you. Understand if you display your pain in a song, millions can relate.
Yes.
And being deceived and when you put that type of stuff in the atmosphere, we all gravitate because most of us have been through it. You know when Luther said a chair is just a chair, we didn't know there was a dude that was sitting there. You know what I'm saying? So they were, but we understood the pain. Even when there's no one there, we get it. We understand it. So I get the manipulation.
But Michael, that intuition is very important, even for a man and a woman. That intuition is very important. And one of the things I think should, if you're married, just come out all right and just ask, hey, are you cheating on me, dude? What's good? And I think that if your relationship is balanced, then the man would admit it. Yes or no. There's no need to sneak. When you sneak in,
No, those
and it takes a while. I think women cheat on men, but women know how to cover it up better than men.
We've always said women are smarter cheaters, and I hate to use those words together, but they are very meticulous.
Right.
My dad always say the details is in the lie. I mean, the lies is in the details. But they're very consistent.
Yes.
But I will tell you why women have an easier. I will tell you why women have an easier time lying to a man. For not all the time, but I'll tell you why. because of a man's ego. A man's ego believes you're not doing anything.
Absolutely
Because
not.
how there's no way you're bent over somewhere.
How dare
Our
you?
ego, that's why humbling yourself will open so much. Humbling yourself will open so much when you take what was that line you said, Ladybug? Ego is what?
Edging God out.
It's edging God out. And I also think it can edge your common sense out. And you will not believe that there's no way in God's green earth that your girl could be somewhere. There's no way she could be somewhere. There's no way in your life. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's
Mike,
no way.
Ashley reminded me. She said at Mo, she said, remember, Black women don't cheat. But remember, we said in little fine print, we put unless.
Unless.
Black women don't cheat unless.
And listen, I hate to throw it all on y'all because y'all, especially Black women in the world, take all the pressure. And so when I say this, I understand what you guys are gonna say. Y'all can end this whole shit now. Women can end this whole shit now. Women could be like this. We're gathering together. And this is the oath. Bitch, if he got a man, you don't touch him. If you got a man, you don't touch him. If you got a man, you don't call him. If you got a man, he don't buy it. If he has a woman, you don't accept a drink from him. If he has a woman, you don't go to happy hour with him. If he has a woman, you don't have lunch with him. And I know that's easier said than done. But the control has always been in y'all hands, and it's a hell of a responsibility because we always put every moral thing we want to put on our woman. You have to be like this.
You have to be.
And the minute women started acting like men, it was all fucked up because we had nobody to look towards. But go ahead, Ladybug, go ahead.
Truth be told, most men are in jail because of women. That's facts. Think about it. They hustling, whatever, for women, right? Think about it.
Boy, you just got hit. Yeah. This is when you get slammed like that, she just slammed us, right? Yeah, that's what I don't mean don't take this personal, Ladybug, but when you say that type of truth, I gotta play this song for people. I hate you, but in a loving way, right?
Motherfucking friends hate your bitches. And they're right.
Yeah, you ain't need to say that. You ain't need to say that. I mean, unmute yourselves, y'all. Unmute yourselves. Unmute, because I can't hear you. Y'all muted.
She told no lies. There's somebody right now that's still doing like a 30-year bid for killing somebody over a triple fat goose coat. Okay. And why did they want that triple fat goose coat? Because they wanted to impress a female.
Woo. Ladybug, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, thank you for having me, Mike. I'll be back.
If you'll be back, we would love to have you next week on here when Jay Black's on here too, because I would love to see his head explode with some of the things you said. Like he's gonna.
There's more to come. I got
more.
Nice meeting you, Mo.
Yes.
Ladybug, your Kimberly Small, correct?
Yes, that's my government name. That's the name on my birth certificate.
How can we follow you on social media if you're on it?
Okay, follow me at Ladybug on IG.
Okay, at Ladybug. I'm gonna go follow you today. I'm gonna go follow you today at Ladybug. Tawana, thank you for giving us this lovely woman with the sparkling personality and the charisma of 1,001 million people in one body. And when I'm in New York, I would love to link up with you. When I have a comedy show, I would love to just reach out and let you know to come to the comedy show. All right. This
stay blessed, all.
You stay blessed. Ladybug, ladies and gentlemen, Ladybug. Yes. All right.
I love your energy.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes.
That was great. That was a lot of ovaries in here, boy. There was a lot of ovaries in here today.
Yeah, it feel good. All the estrogen, all the ovaries.
I felt comfortable. I thought it was going to be overwhelming, but I felt comfortable.
Relax.
I felt comfortable. All right, Ma. We are back at it tomorrow. You know how I end. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. Fight for your happiness. Never let anyone, anything, or any circumstance take it from you. Because God got me, God got you, God got us. From Michael Sean, Jay Black, Sexy Mo, obviously, C Chung, Amani, Kamari, Dr. Aaron Smith, to Lady Q, Woke Up Inspired. If you want your hoodies, you want your t-shirts, you want your hats, if you want them customized, go to wokeupinspired.com. Wokeupinspired.com. I got to go to my high-paying job, y'all. We gone.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts.